We are gathered here today to bid farewell to all who lost their lives in this war. This struggle has caused us profound pain and brought us face to face with loneliness and loss. But through it all, our bravery and resolve never wavered, and we never lost sight of victory. Even the tiniest of sparks can unite to become a blazing fire. They lit our way forward and showed us the path to victory. When our homeland is revived and life blooms again, they will return to us with the first rain of spring. It is just as our poem describes. We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation. The fallen are never truly lost to us. We will be reunited one day, and as we create new legends and write new poems in honor of our beloved homeland, their deeds immortalized in our memory, and their names immortalized in stone. This epic will be remembered in the actions of every valiant warrior, and I would also like to take the time to recognize a Fatui Harbinger, who sacrificed his life for our cause. He was a warrior from Conria, who helped defend our nation 500 years ago. A man who used his own heart as refuge for the souls of the fallen. In the end, he fulfilled his wish and returned the souls to the ley lines. By turning his curse into a weapon, he defeated his fated foe and... We have had our differences in the past, and I cannot say his character is representative of all in his organism. But on this occasion, we honor him as one of our own.
Strange. Why? Does no one care about my heroism? A great hero such as myself! Force. Well. A compliment. Hey! Why are you
Hey, did you hear? As long as we get permission from our chief, we can leave Natlan as much as we want.
Yeah, it's because the ley lines have been restored, right?
That means we can finally see the outside. I heard that Fontaine has a huge ocean.
I want to go to Liyue. The mountains are supposed to be super tall.
Sounds like the makings of a great vacation. Let's start planning. But first, we all promised we would go to the hot springs together. Then we'll be hot springs buddies for life.
After you got back, you mentioned you saw Koichi in the Night Kingdom. So, she helped you then? Good. It's all right. I don't think she's probably sick of... Still. Thank you for telling me. After you got back, you mentioned you saw... Good. She's probably... Still.
My teacher once said the weight of fate is decided by the one who has to bear it. You helped Natlan overcome a cruel fate. From now on, we just need to see where your fate...
Ah, our hero's here. Is there something you want to discuss? The forces of the Abyss have always sought to corrode Teyvat. The ley lines were created by the Heavenly Principles, and it's only with their protection that Teyvat is able to nurture. If the Abyss had free reign, this world would become a living... Any attempt by humanity to harness the power of the Abyss is met with swift punishment. the Heavenly Prince. That unyielding approach is also the source of great sorrow and hatred. Perhaps the truth will reveal itself during your future adventures. Oh, isn't it obvious? The Ode of Resurrection didn't take effect at all. Your own strength is what allowed you to keep fighting, as well as the moral support. Still, moral support is also an important, if underappreciated. The captain's subordinates sent us a letter he left behind. After our duel at the stadium, the captain respected the outcome of that match and refused to violate his principles. But since this is the final Gnosis, I doubt that Tsaritsa will let the Perhaps a replacement Harbinger will be sent here soon. I'll make sure to be prepared. A direct conflict with the Fatui is unavoidable the moment you step foot in Snezhnaya. So make sure you're ready for any scenario. On a related note, I've acquired some new intel about the fragment that suddenly appeared in the sky. Such fragments are known as Ancient Moon's remnants. Relics of secret source technology from the era of... Our investigation revealed them to be the subordinates of the Doctor. Their stronghold is in Nod Krai, a land with a long history not far from Snezhnaya. The people there can use a very special power. It's said that this mysterious power predates even the 7 elements of Tevat. Ancient Moon's remnants, the Doctor, a mysterious power. The project that connects all 3 must be ambitious indeed. Huh? Tribe? Oh, you're thinking along the lines of how in truth, apart from a few ancient names associated with a certain tribal culture or tradition, most ancient names can be inherited by your name likely falls under that category. The Wyab will select someone who shares your character, and of course that won't happen for a very long time. The long journey of the Pyro Archon has now come to an end. Together, as we celebrate your glory, allow me thank you for the respect. You can keep chatting with your friends nearby.
When Guthred's soul possessed my body, all I saw was a dark abyss. The captain carried countless souls within him. It must have, for us, his death is something sad, but for him...
I knew about the captain's immense strength, no matter how prejudiced I may have.
Okay, so you can help. If something like this happens again, Paimon wants to fight, but...
The stories of heroes will continue to be passed down from generation to gen. If Natlan faces a crisis again, I'm sure people will look to our story as a source. We've earned our place in history. That's pretty surreal, don't you think?
When I was little, my father told me about Thrain, the Sentinel Knight, an outlander who once fought along. He was brave, fearless. I never thought that in my...
Just like the Archon said, we can now we will never forget your contribution.
What are you thinking about, Traveler? Oh, the battle, right? Even though we won in the end, it cost a lot to get to...